Stephen Edwards says Errol Spence waited too long to make the Terence Crawford fight is the reason he lost. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Stephen Edwards recently gave an interview and he spoke about his feelings of why Errol Spence lost the original Terence Crawford fight, the undisputed fight. And I just wanted to give my 554 nickels on what Stephen had to say for anybody listening.
Sometimes it's not a benefit to wait fights out. You know, like they've been both champions since 2017, 2018. So if one guy is a little bigger, you know, you got to make the fight when you're more comfortable for you to make the weight. You know, like that's just the reality behind it. You know, you make the fight when you can't make the weight, and then I don't think you can use that as an excuse with Earl being the A side, because the A side got more control over when the fight gets made.
All right, y'all. So Stephen Edwards basically said that Errol Spence waited too long to make the Terence Crawford fight, and this is the reason why he lost. And you know what? This has been an argument by fans on both sides for a while now, basically since this fight has been talked about. You know, this side says that Errol Spence waited too long. That side says that Terence Crawford waited too long. And the reality of the situation is both guys waited too long. I think the fight was in danger of people just losing a lot of interest in it. And it had to be made. Now, who waited the fight out? I think that is an argument to be made. And in all actuality, if you look at the whole situation, you would have to say that it was Terence Crawford, not Errol Spence, who waited the fight out.
I hate to be a pain.
Maybe don't interrupt me.
Well, I think you did mean to, and I also think that you meant to put the damn onions on my steak.
It was Errol Spence actually sending Terence Crawford contracts. Now, there was a certain point in time I think people felt like that PBC and Errol Spence could have made the fight, and they didn't have to, go with, let's say, the Ugás fight. Now, if he didn't go with the Ugás fight, then the Terence Crawford fight wouldn't have been for undisputed. And if he didn't get the belts from, I believe it was Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, then the fight wouldn't have been for undisputed. So you could say that, hey, he could have made the fight earlier, but there wouldn't have been as much on the line. The fight wouldn't have been worth as much if they would have made the fight earlier.
And you never once paid for drugs. Not once.
Now, Stephen Edwards actually said something else. He said that Errol Spence had more power, being that he was the A side, and he could have made the fight happen earlier, being that he was the A side. And I have to disagree there too, because once he became fully legitimate the A side, meaning that he had the majority of the belts and he had most of the negotiating power, yes, he had that for a while, and it was only after he beat Ugás that he had full negotiating power, that he was legitimately the complete A side in this situation because he had the majority of the belts. Now, once again, if he would have did it before the Ugás fight, it wouldn't have been worth as much. But once he did gain full negotiating power, full A side rights, then he started to send Terence Crawford contracts. And Terence Crawford's side kept denying the contract.
Listen, give me the usual. I just got finished schooling some of these young punks in my jiu-jitsu class.
They kept turning the contract down. They kept sending it back saying, I want this in the contract. Or, I want full, what did he say? I wanted full transparency when it comes to all the back end money. So it was never Errol Spence actually stalling things up. Even though you could say, well, the fight could have been made before he became three-time unified champion. They could have made the fight before he became three-time unified champion, but there wouldn't have been as much money on the line in that fight. So I think Stephen Edwards is right in a way, but he's wrong in a way too, because it really wasn't Errol Spence holding things up. Terence Crawford could have easily signed the contract earlier, which brings me to my final point. I think Terence Crawford did that on purpose. I think he knew that eventually Errol Spence was going to get too big for the division.
Hold up, Big Slim. Give the brother a chance to drop science.
Right on.
Now, some of that is Errol's own fault by, putting it out there to the public that he was having trouble making weight. That, he was trying to get out of the division. He should have never even put that out there. Just like he should have never said what he said about the sanctioning bodies and the 3% he was having to pay for each title until after the fight was over with. Because I do feel like there was some shady things that went on with the sanctioning bodies. But him putting that information out there about him not being able to make weight, I think was fuel to the fire for Terence Crawford to keep turning him down until he felt like it was the most opportune time for him to take the fight. And I'd be damned if he didn't catch Errol Spence at the exact right time.
They ain't left this window open, man. Come on, smokers, go in.
Man, I'm on probation. I can't be.
Stop being a bitch and come on.
I think this is the reason that you don't hear Errol Spence actually making a big fuss about things. I think he knew, like, hey, I just couldn't make that weight anymore. I tried my best. That was the best effort I can get, but my body can't make that weight. And to actually make that weight, I'm depleting my body of what it needs to actually beat a guy like Terence Crawford. So I think this is the reason you don't hear much of a fuss put up by Errol Spence. I think this is the reason that he just wants his get back at 154. And I think this is the reason why Terence Crawford is once again trying to stall things out. We could have had this fight in December, but Terence Crawford, this is what I don't understand. If you're that much more talented than Errol Spence, why didn't you just take the rematch, get it over with, beat him, show everybody that he's a bum, just like the first time around? If you're so much more talented than Errol Spence, why are you messing around with, the snack program and Victor Conte? If you're that much more talented than Errol Spence, why did you have to wrap your hands illegally to beat this guy? The only one doing shady stuff and behind the back stuff and stalling things out is Terence Crawford. Errol Spence has just been there doing everything by the book, trying to be the most legitimate, stand-up guy he could possibly be, and he's getting drugged through the mud for that. But once again, he hasn't said a word. He hasn't tried to defend himself or come out with any excuse for why he lost. He just wants his rematch and his get back.
I don't care how great the teacher, I had a masterful teacher, but if you want to be the best, you watch the best. You look at the best. You watch them and you have their lifestyle. Don't be like this, have their lifestyle. And that's what it's all about. Have the lifestyle of the greatest.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. The like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collab or feature a product or your channel on my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail, because it is a flaccocards@gmail.com. We are man.
It's your boy Young Keys, I get my grind on. 1 week, I'm in 3 different time zones. Smoking on the blunt the size of a thigh bone. You can't put just 5 on what I'm on. Super Pro, taking smoke through the nose. Got a super hole, shorts make a booty show. Oh, I know you got that action. I split it like a fraction, don't let your back bend.
I wonder if they feel me in the front, don't be stern, cause I'm really what they want. I wonder if they feel me in the back, raise your hand, homie, show me where you at, and say I'm that, I'm what they want, 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 I'm what they want.
I'm one of a kind. I'm trying to take your hoods over one at a time. I got a terrible hustle, a wonderful grind. Both of us said we real niggas, one of us lying. See me riding solo with a blunt of the pine. Shorty got a few kids, said one of them mine. I know you see me, yeah, I heard. No bag on my bird, got the swag of the year.
I wonder if they feel me in the front, don't be stern, cause I'm really what they want. I wonder if they feel me in the back, raise your hand, homie, show me where you at,
laughing her at first, now you damn gone. She with a player talking about she need a ride home. I know she wanna lean in the lack with some green and some yak and some G's and some Max. I know she wanna chill with a star, get a skrill for the bar, get drilled in the car.
I wonder if they